Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a striker role combination. And let's get started with an overview. The two roles we're talking about today are the Poacher and the False 9. When looking for effective role combinations, one avenue you can take is to look for roles that do the opposite. And the False 9 and the Poacher are about as opposite as you can get for two roles that play in the same position. The False 9 is a role that likes to drop into the attacking midfield. They want to help with build-up and act almost like a playmaker. The Poacher, on the other hand, is a role that will stay up top. They don't really like to help with the build-up, so they'll make short, simple passes. And their focus is on scoring. And something interesting, to continue with the opposite theme, is that these two strikers have opposite player instructions. The False 9 will dribble more and take more risks, and the Poacher will dribble less and take fewer risks. The focus on opposite approaches is what makes these two an effective role combination. If you have one striker dropping into the midfield and one staying up top, you're asking a lot of the defense to mark both of them. So let's head to the next section and talk about our tactic. Our team for today is Santa Clara in the 2nd Division of Portugal, and our tactic is a 4-2-4. I find this formation is especially effective because it leaves a lot of the midfield free for the False 9. On the left flank, I've got a wide playmaker. It's a role that likes to cut into the midfield, which is why I've placed it on the same side as the Poacher. The other flank is a defensive winger, which gives us a secretly creative winger role, while also giving us an aptly named defensive presence to protect the False 9. The midfield consists of one of my absolute favorite role combinations, the anchor and the segundo volante on attack, two roles who themselves are an opposite role combination. The backline is a wingback on attack, who will get up and down the flank, one central defender, and then a theme for this tactic, the opposite complementary roles of the libero and inverted fullback. Team instructions are simple and bare bones. So here's our final tactic, and let's now check out some highlights of this role combination. Our first clip starts with my central defender on the ball at midfield, and we're attacking from left to right. This is the Poacher, and this is the False 9. We get the ball to the Poacher. It's a role that doesn't really like to hold on to the ball too long, so he wants to make a simple pass. He finds his striker partner. Because the False 9 holds his position in the midfield, he draws in this center back. The Poacher does want to make attacking runs, so he gets into the vacated space left behind. The next play again starts with the central defender on the ball. Here's our role combination. We're going to work the ball to the right flank and keep an eye on the positioning of our strikers. The False 9 is staying in the midfield, but he's now drifting towards the sideline, almost becoming a half winger. This is the Poacher. It's the idea of opposite strikers. One wants to get involved in the build-up and the other doesn't. For the defenders, their high line means the Poacher just needs to attack what is basically half the field free. Our strikers combine for the goal. When I make a tactic, if you'll pardon the word phrasing, the goal is to score a goal. A player can still be involved in a goal even if they don't touch the ball. This clip will be an example of that. Our inverted fullback is on the ball. This is the role combination. And this is the segundo volante on attack, who wants to get further forward. When trying to score a goal, think about selecting role combinations that force your opponent to make tough decisions. Their center back is marking the False 9, but he has an issue because he now has two players to mark, the striker and the midfielder. You'll see the center back's indecision as we watch the rest of the clip play out. This one starts with the opponent on the ball right outside our penalty box. The play starts and we get our wide playmaker starting the counterattack. The False 9 stays in the midfield and the Poacher stays up top. Again, this defender has a dilemma. Which player do you mark? I'll let the rest of the clip play out and watch what the two strikers do to get the ball up the field. For some complementary roles, on the side of the poacher, I like roles that cut in towards the midfield. These would be roles like the inverted winger, the inside forward, or the wide playmaker. On the side of the false nine, I like roles that keep width. These would be roles like the winger, the defensive winger, or the wide midfielder. And finally, I like midfielders that turn into a third striker. Roles like the central midfielder on attack, the mezzala on attack, and again the segundo volante on attack. As we wrap up, if you'd like some player role shirts or even some stickers, be sure to check out the Half Space Apparel online store. I've also got a Patreon account if you'd like to support the channel. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.